Hey, what's going on, everyone? Moose, just a bit outside productions. We've got a new optic on the table as well as new rings, and we're going to talk about that coming up next. All right, so here we are. This is the new Discovery Optics EDAR 1:6 by 24 IR first focal plane illuminated reticle. It is a horseshoe shaped reticle, and I can tell you that honestly this has got some good build quality to it. One thing that I hear all the time and that people make reference to is, would you in fact trust your life with this optic or any other optic for that matter? And the answer quite simply is yes. I would put this onto an AR platform, which it will be on. This is going to go on to my 458 SOCOM, and here's the reason that I utilize that, just to answer any questions, is number one, I'm always going to have a set of iron sights to back it up. Number two, with an AR, I'm not really looking to do long distance shooting. Now, if long distance shooting is your thing, chances are you're not going to be using an LPVO. You're going to be using something that with a little bit greater magnification. So let's get back to the Discovery Optics. So this has been an amazing journey, and I want to show you guys. This is actually another set of rings, the same set. These are 34, these are 30 millimeter. But just look at the build quality on the inside of this. They did a really good job by not anodizing the inside, which makes it, in my opinion, more consistent. It avoids the having to lap your scope rings, in my opinion. It's very well done, very smooth and integrated on the inside. So I'm really quite happy with these. They're a little heavy, but nothing major. It's a good chunk of metal. But they do include the inch-pound torque wrench specs for the top and the mounting to your pick rail as well. So awesome. Good job, you guys. So far, I'm pretty satisfied with what we have here. Throw lever is optional on this. You can remove it or leave it in place. It's a little stiff. Like most, it will break in over time, but the knurling on it, even if I was to remove the throw lever, is plenty for even my hands without gloves or anything to rotate. So it is nice to have. Not something that you have to use. It's a little long, but if you look, you can actually take these two apart and then just add, you can just add the shorter version of the throw lever. So depending upon your style, you can have it short or you can add the extension and make it long. I prefer the shorter, only so that it's not so much in my line of sight if I choose to, look over the top of the scope or off to the side or whatnot. The illumination is step on and step off. So it's on, off, either way you go. It does come with a honeycomb filter on the front, which I really definitely appreciate. It's just a simple screw in. You can run it without or with. And I believe it did come with a front cap as well. I don't choose to use my front cap. I use the rear cap all the time on all of mine. To avoid scratching that. But the cool thing about this cap is that you can actually just stick it right on the side of the illumination dial to keep it out of your way. It doesn't really fit on any of the others, but with all Discoveries, they do fit over the parallax or the illumination or both in some cases. So very cool. Good little cap to have. I did coat this scope, as I do with all of my scopes, in suppressor shields lubricant, and what it does, it adds a ceramic coating to the scope itself so that dirt, dust, and everything else doesn't stick to the scope. So I would highly recommend doing that. Another thing that I really appreciate about what they did is they did use the star bits for the all of the screws and bolts on here. And I love that only because how many of us have had an Allen key that has, you know, stripped out or whatnot. You're not going to strip those things out. And also, I did use my fix-it sticks with the torque. Here, I'll show you what I used here. I used the fix-it sticks with the all-in-one torque wrench, if you will. So this is really simple to do. You just simply stick it on the end of your fix-it stick. You stick your bit in there, and then you simply torque it until you hit that 20 pound or inch pound, which is right obviously in between the 15 and the 25. So great little sticks. If you guys don't have a set of these, I would highly recommend it. As well as if you're not using suppressor shield, I use this on all of my knives, my guns, my scopes, anything that I want to be protected, including I've even put it on my fix-it sticks to ensure that they are ceramically coated as well. So definitely check both these guys out as well. And you know, we definitely support them. As a matter of fact, Suppressor Shield was my product of the year last year, and that was over everything that I received: scopes, guns, everything. So, but the illumination on this is very nice. It can be very dim, very bright. Easy to see during the day, no issues whatsoever. The only concern and the only thing that I would say is that the eye box on this is a little less than what I would prefer, but it's sufficient enough that when I mount my AR to my shoulder and my cheek weld, that I can clearly see through the optic without any real muss or fuss. But you know, it is set up, you know, as a smaller eye box. But outside of that, super solid. The caps are the turrets are capped, but they do have good clicking. You can hear that. There's not a lot of play. I mean, my fingers are moving, but the dial itself, you can see it's a little spongy, but nothing major. And it does dial very quick with good positive clicks. I need to recite this thing in anyway, so it's no big deal, but it does go quite a few in both ways, both directions. We've got quite a bit of travel. I don't have the exact specs in front of me. I do apologize, but I'll try to put them in the comments down below. But you can see that that's quite a bit of mill turning there. That's actually really quite a bit. So now I'm going to have to optically center my scope again, but that's okay. It should be right about there. But both caps are do have seals in them as well. Oh, actually O-rings down in here. But once again, same thing with the side turret. It's very tactile and does a very good job. Nice and sealed. You know, overall purge spot. So overall, I mean, I'm pretty impressed. I'm pretty happy, and you guys are going to be seeing more of this. So check them out, Discovery Optics. I think I have a code for them. If not, I'll try to get you guys one. But from the ones that I've had so far, I can tell you that honestly, they have really stepped their game up. Don't be afraid to check them out, especially if you're like me and can't afford, you know, a $2,000 optic on every gun that you own, because I certainly cannot. So having these for, you know, those extra you know, pews is awesome. So thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Till next time, be good to each other. God bless, and like and subscribe if you haven't already. See ya.